Hello everyone, we will be showcasing the basic usage of Adaptix C2 in today's video. Adaptix C2 is a publicly available C2 that has been used by criminal groups, and it has a pretty nice intuitive user interface. This is the GitHub repository, and you can see from the image given that it looks very sleek and very similar to Cobalt Strike, which is a commercial C2. The documentation is also well detailed and should be pretty simple to follow and get started with. Without further ado, let's get started. Just a heads up, we will not be showing any Windows Defender bypass in this video. This video will provide an installation and setup guide for you to get started with a C2 framework, such as Adaptix over here. The pre-install script will set up all the necessary dependencies for us. Let's run that for both server and client. Always check the script content to make sure that you are not running anything malicious. Now let's run it for the client as well. When this is done, we should be able to compile the server and client binary with the make command. Let's do a make all. Of course, an error. This looks familiar. I think the Golang that is installed by the script is not ARM64. We will need ARM64 because our Kali image is running ARM64. If you are using AMD, then you should not encounter this error. Let's fix this by downloading and reconfiguring the correct Golang. Now, we should be able to compile it successfully with the make all command. Once this is done, we should see the Adaptix server and client binary. Nice. Let's spin up the server first. We will need to generate our SSL cert for the server. If you have a proper domain and the respective certificates, you can use that. For this demonstration, we will be using a self-signed one. Let's modify the profile file. This is where you configure your server settings, such as the network interface to bind to, the port number, and also the credentials. Let's spin up the Adaptix server now. Awesome, we can see that port 31337 is indeed listening on our Kali machine. We will need to use the Adaptix client binary now to connect to our C2 server. HackerBoy will be our username, and the password is what we set in the profile file. Nice. The user interface of Adaptix C2 looks great. First thing we should do is spin up a listener. This is for our victim to call back to. Let's create a HTTPS listener. There are a few configurations that we can do to customize our listener and beacon, which is the payload that we will be sending to our victim. Let's leave the rest as default and only configure the necessary ones for this demonstration. Now we have a listener running, we will be able to generate a payload for that listener. Let's leave the format as exe and generate it. Now let's transfer the beacon.exe payload file to our Windows victim computer and give it a go. As expected, Windows Defender picked it up right away. This is expected as it is an open source C2 framework and it has been abused by criminal groups before. Let's create a Windows Defender exclusion for the demonstration to go on. Now let's re-download it and execute it. Nice, we have a callback on our Adaptix C2. We can interact with the victim via the beacon console as shown over here. The default commands that comes with it are extremely limited. Don't worry, we will showcase the extension kit of Adaptix C2 as well later on. There is a file browser which is very handy to browse your victim Windows computer and perform file input-output operations like downloading and uploading of files. You can also move the window around, which is nice. If we were to hop over back to the GitHub repository, we can see that there are much more commands if we were to configure the extension kit. Let's do that now. This is the GitHub repository for Adaptix extension kit. It should be pretty straightforward to set it up. Let's git clone the repository and compile the beacon object files, also known as BOFs. Most of it compiled without any errors. However, it seems that the restore signature part of nanodump is throwing an error. We can fix this by commenting out the last strip command in the make file of nanodump and replacing it with the default strip command like this. Now let's recompile it and it should work. Nice, this looks great. Let's hop back over to our Adaptix C2. If we were to look at the help menu, the commands are very limited. Now let's load the extension kit and see what happens. Click on Extensions, Script Manager. Load the extensions by selecting the extension kit directory and clicking on the AXS file. Alright, this should work. If we were to run the help command again, we can see all our added BOFs from the extension kit showing up. Sweet. This BOF looks interesting. Let's give it a try and prompt for our victim credentials. Nice, the credentials prompt dialog looks very legit. Let's enter something. It worked perfectly. We have the credentials of our victim Windows computer now. The Who Am I BOF works as well. Let's try the screenshot BOF. Nice, the screenshot capturing BOF is working great as well. This is pretty good for a publicly available, free and open source C2 framework. It feels very modular and easy to customize. If you are trying to pick up a C2 framework and learn, this can be a great start. Alright all, this is it to today's video. A simple installation, setup and basic demonstration of the Adaptix C2 framework application. I hope you have found this video to be useful. As usual, all credits belong to the author of the tool and the references shown in the video will be in the video's description, so be sure to check it out. Please help to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It will really help out the channel a lot. Thanks all and I will see you all soon in the next one. Bye!